And talking about rising prices, we're seeing price of a staple right here in Nigeria, that's tomatoes, that's actually dropped. In May 2024, tomato prices soared by over 100%, reaching 150,000 naira per 50 kilogram basket. But we've seen the prices drop dramatically at this point in the markets. I don't know if you can feel it if you go to the market, but let's talk to Tomiwa Ajewole now, the analyst, financial derivatives company. Hello, Tomiwa.
Hello, Ladi. Thank you for having me.
So this price drops for tomato, is it real? I hope it's not audio. What are you seeing?
Yeah, I mean, last year it was the total exact opposite. We saw prices skyrocket to about 150,000 naira for 50 kg basket. And everybody thought it was the tomato Ebola. But if you did talk to some tomato farmers, they would let you know that it was more or less the seasonality effect, where we're not in the harvest season for tomatoes, so supply was low and which led to higher prices. And now we're seeing the exact thing happening just in the opposite side of it. We are currently in the peak harvest season for tomatoes, so there's increased supply of tomato and we're seeing prices crash. But for this particular situation, we can also look at it from another view. If I was a tomato farmer when prices of tomato was about 150,000 naira, which is an 100% increase, that is enough incentive for me to want to produce more tomatoes. Then everybody was calling tomato gold, 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 and we all know about the gold rush. So, as a tomato farmer, I would want to shift my production to tomato. Also, other products then like ginger and things we are having issues. So, it just made me to basic economics also let us know that the higher the price, the higher supply. So I think my view is that a lot of farmers shifted production to tomato, and now we're seeing this huge supply glut, and that is what has really, really crashed down prices.
So telling me if I go out to the market now, try to buy tomatoes, I'll get a good amount for not as much naira as I was paying before?
Sorry, come again?
I said if I go to the markets now, you're telling me I'll get a good load of tomatoes with maybe 1,000 or 2,000 naira. Is that what you're telling me? If I go to the markets now,
Yeah, prices have really come
they
down.
really come down. All right, what's happening with post-harvest losses? We know that's still an issue. Even though there's ample supply, are we able to store, for future use? That's for the farmers.
Yeah, yeah, post-harvest loss is a big deal in Nigeria. It's estimated about 40% of tomatoes don't actually reach consumers' table; they just get wasted. And when you look at the huge food inflation figures in Nigeria, the high level of food insecurity, it makes little sense. But Nigeria is not the only country that faces post-harvest losses. In India and UK, several countries have had to do with post-harvest loss, and one common theme that helps to alleviate post-harvest losses, just cold chain facility, cold chain technology, cold chain infrastructure. And when we say cold chain, we're talking about any technology facility or system basically that helps to keep the temperature of what is being kept there. So, we're talking about refrigerators, and one important initiative that we see are trucks that are all these refrigerated trucks. So this helps to keep the tomato produce fresh and is able to go to the consumer's table. Of course, in recent years, we've seen little progress in Nigeria's cold chain sector, but infrastructure deficit is still a huge constraint on that sector because if you are going to have a cold chain facility, you need good power supply. And again, the roads are bad, so the trucks have issues. So if you have good infrastructures in place, talking about easy and increased supply of energy, we have good roads. We see growth in the cold chain sector of the country. Post-harvest loss might just be a thing of past for Nigeria.
All right, so we'll take I'll get back to you now, Tomiwa. We're going to be joining the live coverage there for our DSTV viewers. The Commissioner of Roads in Amuodofin local government area of Lagos State. But if you still want to continue watching this, you can watch on other platforms. That's on DSTV. So, yeah, Tomiwa, let's get back to the stew right now. So I guess we can all go back to making our stews again now that the prices have come down. But talk to me about the value chain now. Tomato paste, I know we're a big importer of that. Are we making any improvements when it comes to producing tomato paste here in Nigeria?
We still look at Nigeria's agricultural sector, that we're still in the process of developing. But, there's reason to have few hope. Now that the exchange rate is stable, we believe that manufacturers will be able to import facilities that are going to help for the processing. So, but in the near term, of course, we expect the exchange rate to remain stable. So that's incentives for manufacturers and importers to import goods, the machineries that they can use for processing. So with this, we expect to see entrepreneurs and investors entering that space where we get the equipment and technology we need to begin to process all our raw inputs, because it makes no sense if we're one of the largest tomato producers and we're still importing huge tomato paste. It's the same thing we saw in the oil sector, and we're seeing major transformations there, which is helping Nigeria's current account surplus and export earnings. So if we can bring that also to our agricultural sector, the sky is just starting point for Nigeria's agricultural
Well,
sector.
I guess it's great. We now have, refineries popping up in Nigeria. So I guess for the oil sector, that's, getting sorted. Hopefully get better going forward. So now we need to look at tomato paste industry. Let's
Yeah.
process more and, produce more tomato paste, since we're a big producer of tomatoes. Thank you so much, Tomiwa Ajewole, analyst with Financial Derivatives Company. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.